Hi, I'm Julie. I'm here at the Allegheny County Library doing another Yoga Bite. Just a small few moments in time to see if we can't start to feel better, breathe better, maybe think better. And we're going to do our Yoga Bite today stretched out on our backs. And we have a couple of options here. For some of us, the idea of getting down on your back, you're going, whoa, not me. And actually, you can stretch out on a bed and do these. There was a book written maybe 15 years ago. I meant to actually see if the book is still in print, called Bed Yoga, and it's a wonderful place to do yoga. You can also just come on down and stretch out. If you would like to try to come down and then get up, I'm going to give you just a brief suggestion on how to do that. If you haven't been down on the floor recently, perhaps you'd want to wait until somebody is there with you just in case you need an assist. But using a chair, and I'm a big believer in using chairs and tables and props to do yoga. You can come to your chair, just bend your knees a little bit, kind of send your hips back and bring your hands to the chair. And then just come down, if you don't have any knee problems, to one knee and then the other. And then you can just kind of walk over to your mat, or if you're just laying on a blanket or a rug, and then kind of come to one hip, come down to that elbow, and stretch out on your back. And that's a nice way to get down. Now you're going to go, okay, I'm down. How do I get up? And I'm going to show you that too. You can roll over toward the chair, wherever that chair is for you, and you can take as long as you want. Stay there for a moment. Then if you want, you can press up, take your time, come back to your hands and knees, walk to your chair, maybe walk those knees a little bit closer, then bring one foot to the floor, the other one, and come on up. So that's just, this comes in handy. You know, if we have a spill and we're by ourselves, we don't have to jump up right away. We can take our time, roll over, come to hands and knees. So I thought I would just show you that. Today, like I say, we're going to stretch out. If you have a blanket or a kind of a narrow pillow, you can bring that. And we're going to use a strap. Now, I have an official yoga strap, but at home, I basically just use a scarf. So if you have a scarf kind of long, or a bathrobe tie, that's also very good. So make your way down to the floor, or go to your bed, take your computer, your iPad, your phone, whatever you're using, and make your way to laying down on your back. And as you make your way to your back, bend your knees and bring your feet to the floor. Bring the arms out a nice distance from the body. And take just a moment to notice how everything feels. And also notice your neck and your chin. If when you lay down, you find that your chin is lifted up, that's going to kind of crunch your neck. So that's when a nice blanket or like a very thin pillow come into usage here. You can just put that underneath your head, and that kind of lengthens your neck, and your forehead and your chin are in the same plane. So just take a moment, pause the video, determine where you are here, and then once you're settled, with or without the blanket behind you, bring your hands out a nice distance from the body. And let's just take a moment to really feel the support that the floor or the bed is offering you. So often we find, or I certainly found when I started yoga, I held tension everywhere. Just to lay here, I would make a fist with my hands, and I would look and I would have little nail prints there. So just see if you can turn those palms up, relax those fingers, soften the face, and just be aware of the support that the ground or the bed is offering you. And take a moment to notice that breath, where you feel it as you inhale and where you feel it when you exhale. And if you're like me, anytime somebody tells me to notice my breath, that it kind of immediately quickens. So just notice that. Take a couple of more moments here to kind of settle in. See if you can soften the belly. And if you want, bring a hand on your belly. So maybe your thumb is right below the navel. Relax that elbow on the ground or on the bed. And just notice as you inhale, if you feel the belly lift just a bit, and as you exhale, do you notice it lowering? And just breathe in and out through the nose if that's comfortable. If it's not, there is a lot of pollen around this time of year. Inhale and exhale, however is more comfortable. Maybe through the mouth, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And then just allow the breath to continue breathing, which should not be easy, it should not be hard, because that's how we are here today. We're breathing. Bring those arms out about shoulder height on the floor. Turn those palms up. And we're just going to do some gentle windshield wipers. We're going to let those knees drop from side to side. And we're not going to make, it's like it's a small windshield. So we're not making a real big movement here. We're just going from side to side. We're keeping the shoulders relaxed, those palms up. And you can coordinate the breath with your movement. If you're new to yoga, that's sometimes easier said than done, but you can just practice. Always just keep breathing. So as you exhale, let those knees release over to one side. There's just a slight pause at the bottom of that exhalation. Just see if you can just relax the shoulders, the face, the knees. And then as you inhale, bring those legs back up. Exhale to the other side. So just move at your own pace. Have it, if it's a windshield wiper, it's not a downpour. You don't have to have those windshield wipers going fast. It's just like it's sprinkling just enough to be annoying. So your windshield wiper only needs to go over from side to side very slowly. And you can look over the opposite shoulder if you want. Or you can keep the face at center toward the ceiling. Or you can let the head move with the windshield wipers. And you may notice that as you go from side to side, you're able to release a little bit closer to the ground. You're not pushing, you're not forcing. And then make your way back to center. Take your time. And then bring your arms up toward the ceiling. And just have loose and relaxed wrists. And just kind of rotate the wrist in one direction and then go the other way. And then bend the elbows and let the hands rest lightly on the forearms. If you are of a certain age, you maybe watched I Dream of Jeannie, and this was her pose when she was going to do a magic trick. And now you're going to let those elbows just gently reach over to the right. Let those knees release over to the left. As you're ready, inhale. Everything comes back up towards center. Exhale in the opposite direction. And those hands are just gently resting on the forearms or on the wrist, just wherever you are. You want to keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. Just going from side to side. And do a couple more. If you go to one side and you go, oh boy, I feel that feels good. Well, stay there just a little bit longer. You don't have to do the exact same amount of time on the sides, because you'll notice in yoga and throughout life, really, that usually one side of our body is tighter than the other and maybe needs a little more attention. So then make your way back to center. Let those hands float back up toward the ceiling. And again, just kind of rotate the wrist. You can kind of float those arms. You're getting some nice movement through the shoulders. And then let the arms just slowly drift down until eventually they're resting on the ground, on the bed, supported, relaxing the shoulders back. Good. We're going to bring our right knee into our chest and interlace our fingers around our shin or behind our thigh. But you want to make sure when you do that, that the shoulders are relaxed, that you're not all of a sudden hunched up. And that is where, I'll use the official yoga strap here. A yoga strap comes in handy. You can kind of lengthen your arms and put that strap around that shin or behind the thigh. If it's comfortable, stretch that left leg out long. Now, if when you stretch that left leg out long, you feel a twinge and you feel that your lower back is arching up, go ahead and bend that left knee again and bring that left foot to the mat. We're balancing effort with ease. We don't want to be going, okay, well, I'm doing it right, but everything else is tense. We want the whole body to be aware, but we want the body to be relaxed. So just wherever you are here, take a couple of breaths here. And notice that breath again. Notice the belly. As you inhale, do you feel the belly kind of lift up and perhaps kind of press into the leg? And then as you exhale and the belly lowers, perhaps you can hug that leg in gently, a little closer. Maybe not. Maybe you've gone too far and everything is tightening up. Then ease up, ease up. Try and relax that right foot. And if you want, you can make some circles with that right ankle. And reverse your circles with the ankle. Good. And then just relax that foot. Take a couple more breaths here. This can be soothing to the lower back. It's also good for digestion. And then release. Release your strap or your hands. Bring that right foot to the mat. Bring the arms out, shoulder height. And before we pop over to the other side, take a moment, take a pause just to notice the sides of the body. You may notice something, you may not. And then when you're ready, bring that left knee into the chest. It may be on this side. You need a strap. You didn't need it on the other side. Listen to your body. You don't have to do the same thing. So interlace the fingers around the shin, behind the thigh. Use your strap. Whichever gives you a sense of ease. You receive the full benefits in yoga as long as you're taking care, listening to the body, and not letting the mind rule the roost, because the mind does love to rule the roost. See if you can stretch this right leg out. It may be, again, you could do it on the other side. I have been doing a lot of gardening, and my hip flexor right here is a little tight. I think I'm going to bend that right knee. And then take a few breaths here. Self breaths. I had a teacher years ago call these breaths slow, even, long, full breaths in, and long releasing breaths out. And don't force the breath. Don't try and get it right. Just start to observe it and then see if you can slow it down. And then if you want, rotate that left ankle. And then go the other way. And then relax that foot. Just take another breath or two here. And then as you're ready, release. bring that left foot to the mat. And go ahead, if you'd stretch that right leg out, go ahead and bend that right knee, right foot on the mat. You can set your strap aside, but not too far away from you for now. Bring those arms out shoulder height. And take a breath in and a breath out. Just a moment again to feel that surface beneath you and to allow that back body to release into that support. And then from here, we're going to do another gentle twist. It's similar to windshield wipers, but a little different. We're going to lift our right knee, bring it into our chest, and then see if it's comfortable to place that right ankle on the left knee. You can always move that left foot a little further away, and that gives you more space there. If this still is uncomfortable, you can place that right ankle on top of the left ankle. Bring those arms back out shoulder height. Those palms are up. See if you can just take a moment before we move to really relax into the support of the ground. And then it's the same movement as with windshield wipers. As you exhale, let those knees just drop over to the right. You can look over the left shoulder if you want. Keep that face at center or look in the other direction. And as you're ready, inhale. Bring the legs, the face up to center. And as you're ready, exhale over to the side. So think of your legs as having helium in them. And as you exhale, and the helium, the oxygen, leaves the body, you release toward the ground. And then as you inhale, they're filled with helium, the legs come up. And if you go to one side or the other and you go, oh boy, I feel that stretch, because you can feel it all along the side body. It's great for hips. It's great for breathing. We have these muscles in between the ribs. They're called intercostal muscles. And they're not as important as the diaphragm, but they're pretty important in breathing. And if we don't kind of stretch and breathe into them, they can become almost like concrete. So we just want to gently move the body. And then make your way back to center. Hug that right knee into the chest just for a moment. Again, using your strap to put it around your shin or behind your thigh if you want. Take a nice full breath in, a long breath out. And then when you're ready, release that right knee. Go ahead and have both feet on the mat, hip width apart. Bring those arms out shoulder height again. And use that pause, just a moment to come back to center, to notice any changes you feel between the sides of the body. Let expectations just dissolve. Just notice what is, not what you should be feeling. And then when you're ready, that left ankle on the right knee, adjust. You can scoot that right foot down. You can bring that left ankle on the right knee. And then away you go. As you exhale, over to the right. When you're ready, and you can breathe a few times on that side. And when you're ready, inhale and come up. So yoga can be different every time you do it. You could do this barn door every day, which I almost do every day. And it usually feels different every single time. So you just kind of see what arises, where you're feeling things, letting go of expectations, opening up to possibilities. And we'll just stay here for a couple of more breaths, just moving at your own pace. Again, I've had days where my right side was really tight, so I would stay with my knees over to the left for almost, maybe a minute, 2 minutes, and the other side I would stay maybe 5 seconds each time I went over there. So just make it your practice. And then make your way back to center. Bring that left foot to the mat. Again, have the feet about hip width apart. And then just stay here for a moment, allowing the body to release into the support of the ground. And our yoga bite is almost over, but we're going to take just a couple of breaths here, the relaxation portion of the breath, which sometimes is said to be the hardest part, because we're so used to always doing things that being told just to relax is hard to do. We're thinking, well, I have things to do. But this gives you a moment to begin practicing how to be relaxed while being awake. And also a moment for the body to integrate these poses that you've done. If it's comfortable, you can stretch the legs out, or you can keep those knees bent. Take a full breath in, a long breath out. And then I invite you to stay longer than I am. Stay for 2 or 3 minutes, 5 minutes. But when you're ready, you can bend those knees. Roll over to your right side or to your left side, whichever side is more comfortable. And as you're ready, press up and make your way to sitting. If you're going to use your chair, just walk over, hands and knees, hands on the chair. Bring one foot to the floor and the other, and come up. And thank you for this yoga bite.